It's doing really well. So it was really just from church. Played at the Methodist Church in Greyland for 20 plus years.
Is that the one up on not
the
Road?
Fourth. No. So that's the one. Yeah,
oh yes,
the one, the four-story one.
With,
that's the one. Yeah. So
and his brother would have been playing there too, eh?
Yep. So me and Ola played around the same time.
Yeah. So did you have like music, like dance offs or something like that? Like, I'm taking this week's best here.
No, we kind of.
Sure? I'm driving past it. Sound like Fetuao with the opera coming out of there.
He was really good. Yeah, Waitakere.
Yeah.
No, we had a roster going on.
Yeah, I knew it was going somewhere. I knew it was something like that.
And then he obviously got into theological college and went to Samoa and became a Fetuao. And then I went, I did the opposite and left the church altogether. I did my ka'a ones for a few years until I started at Destiny Church in 1999. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
just going back to Mikotisi days.
Yeah.
Man, when I was talking about going to Paul Stevens and that, I spent half my childhood there.
Really?
I was always going there just for our family stuff and that.
Everybody.
I just remember, like, I went past the other day and I was thinking, this church sits on like some real prime real estate.
Yeah.
Hard out.
You know, and just thinking that these
eh?
guys are still managing to have this church in the middle of Central. You know, and
Totally.
There must be so many people trying to.
The amount of offers they've had from Chinese investors,
you know,
it's in the millions. But
that's right.
It's just our people. We're just so proud of what we started in 1972, and this is it. You can't take it away from us. Yeah. No matter what money you try and offer us, we're not going anywhere. So that's
although
the attitude.
church dwindling, families are leaving.
So my dad every Sunday, he'll go to church. This is my dad. For Sunday, for Monday to Saturday, he's a pretty lax guy, but Sunday he just turns ultra religious.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah,
families do that.
So he'll go to church and he'll come and he'll go, kise local YouTube. Okay. So I'll just do a playlist because instead of him knocking on the wall, come and so switch channel. And I stumbled across the Greyland Makisi. And I looked at the numbers because my dad he knew the interior, and he goes, look there, Greyland. And I thought, their numbers. He goes, I said to him, was it always like this? He goes, you should have seen it back in the days.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, that's why they had 3 stories.
That's right. It was massive.
I mean they've got an elevator.
Yeah,
the church has an elevator. That's like freaky.
Yeah. You're gonna have to have some big.
Yeah. Well, we got tired of carrying the pianos up. Even all respect.
Even the coffins. Remember when they were carrying the coffins down the 3 stairs?
See, they needed to talk to the architect. If you're going to put an elevator, at least make it big enough to accommodate the. Maybe not.
Yeah. But even before the elevator, they would have had to carry the coffins up and down because it's a 3-story building. It's huge.
It is. And I think it's like so on PLC. So we have Newton. We have everyone knows Newton PLC. That's one of the original churches. And then when I think of the Methodist Church, I always think of that church. When it comes to iconic churches around.
But the one on Ponsonby Road, the one
that's
the Balangi one.
Yeah.
The Balangi side. But a lot of the originals from Fetuao were from Ponsonby.
Yeah.
I just recently heard a story about it. It was to do with three old men that decided in a car park that they no longer wanted to be governed under the Balangi side, and they went to Samoa and said, "Can you help us out?" And that's how Fetuao came about. I just recently heard that story. It was 3. I don't know who their names were, but they just decided in the car park that they were going to face the church and say, "Sorry, we want to come under the Samoan."
Did you know that we had 2?
I know that.
Was it 2 or 3? I don't know if it was 2 men.
So I know you can tell the Samoan one because they always wear white every Sunday. But us, we only wear white on one Sunday.
Oh, you have Ponsonby as well?
No, Henderson.
Oh, okay. It's growing though, eh? You've got branches all over the place, eh? You call Palangi, eh?
Yeah.
But how are your numbers though? Are they still?
I don't know. I haven't been to church in the
You can edit that out later. No, I didn't know that though. That thing about so you would wear white every Sunday, and then you would wear it.
White Sunday, yeah.
Oh, so it was kind of like a uniform, like. So if you were like one Methodist was wearing normal clothes and the other was wearing white on the Sunday, they're like standoffs there. I'm just saying.
That's why you're trying to go PP.
Yeah, like
You're trying to go PP up there on Sunday. They're always wearing white.
Yeah, because that's with the Samoan.
Oh, the Tearetu one. That's Tearetu, right?
Yeah, that's Tearetu.
Yeah.
Good old days, man. The Methodist days.
So see, we've gone right off track again.
Yeah.
So from there to, the piano. Were you at a young age? Did you always? Was it like forced on you, or did you always think, man, no, this is what I want to do? Because I know I've had a few friends that have gone to a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
And the only keyboard I see them is a computer keyboard. But what about you? Like, was it even now?
Well, it was pretty young. I started really young, and so I guess it was forced on me. But as I grew up, I actually picked it up really well. But then I guess when the hidings came, they kind of put me off trying to practice. I kind of lost that love. And I've talked about it with Clara about the difference in me and my brother. Was when my brother was growing up, my dad was old, and he didn't give as many hidings. So Simon actually grew up to love, and there's a difference when you're sort of forced to learn something as opposed to loving what you're doing, and he found a love for it, and he finished, and he's doing really well today. We lead a choir, Auckland Gospel Choir, and he's still the main piano guy, choir guy at Fetuao today.
Wow. So he's still there, though, eh?
He's still there. I've left. And I mean, when I say I've left, you never really leave.
You never really leave. Like, I've been to like Samoan for a couple of months. Okay, I went New Year's, but I still went. Okay, what church are you? I'm around with Pierce.
Yeah. You ripped it hard, eh?
Yeah, because you are. Until you go start your own one. You still got ties. My dad and my sister, they still go there. So you never really you kind of identify with what Samoan church you go to. So you can't really deny that one. So, were you writing music during that time? I know after the time that you've kind of gone off.
I did a lot of arrangements. Put it that way. I sort of adopted music from other people that create the music, and then sort of try and adopt it and add the Samoan lyrics to it, sort of using species. So I did a lot of that, arrangements. So I think I was the one that started to bring a lot of more the worship style of music, and it was quite foreign for the Methodists. I still remember as a young guy seeing the reactions to it, and some were good, some weren't so good. I don't know why. I think music is music when you. But I just got bored of the hymns. The hymns were always the same fucky, and you know what fucky means, the same sort of. That's the one.
What's that? Vincent Price one? He got his back to the. Because that's what Because I remember growing up that we used to have a church in. We used to be in St. Giles over in Tearetu, and that's all I remember. You just see the hands going up and down.
No sustain on the pedal,
and I'm like, so and then and like you guys, it wasn't until we bought my friend Mia, it wasn't until he started taking over White Sunday and he started bringing in
that's the one.
He's the first one to start bringing in the beats, the
beats,
the Prince, it's faithful late, but he's coming off those influences, and then I remember him because if he would go off key, he had this like machine gun. Actually, someone's bought law back here. But I just got to stand up and get sent out, so we've got to get our But
it's changed now. They really. I mean, I go now and then when I do go back. That's just the beat's always on there now, right? And then they all, all the old people are into it now. They don't mind it now.
But I mean, like you're saying, like you're breaking ground, or you're bringing in your influences, and I guess like with Samoan people, we're very
set in our ways.
So anything that, it's kind of
Takes
different.
a
We're gonna be
while.
like, oh, you know, until
Yeah.
you see that other people go, oh, that is good. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's, we told him.
Yeah.
That. You know,
Well, you know, a part of it as well is I had a really supportive dad. Like, he was hard on me, but he backed me up. So I remember one time teaching a song like that, and one of the old men stood up and didn't really like it. He said, "Ko fōringa bese, you know, baki, look baki."
Yeah.
And they didn't really like it, eh? And I just looked at my dad, and my dad just said, "Out bese,"
oh,
you know, and that's all I needed. Just to
did
dad
you
to say,
went
so
back
cool.
in like,
yeah. I was like,
You're the man.
yeah, but Dad was like that, eh? He didn't sort of tolerate. His was the one that was going to shut everyone down.
yeah,
But when I saw that, I was probably like 15 years old. That really gave me the confidence to carry on doing what I was doing, and then
You taught your first choir at 10, eh?
yeah, pretty early, you know.
Yeah,
So Dad will just play and I would sing, or Dad will teach and he'll get me to play the notes. You know, the tenor, alto, all those parts, and Dad will teach with him. And then just over time, he said, "Okay, I'll play, you teach." And next minute, it was like, "You teach and play," you know. And so we had to learn pretty quick.
yeah. You know, being at such a young age,
Yeah,
it must have been intimidating because you're telling
older
men,
people. Yeah,
you know, how to do their baloo. And
Yeah.
because I noticed that with my mate Nims.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was about 17, 18, and he's trying to tell these goings that they're baloo. But they're like, you know,
yeah,
let's go boom,
yeah,
boom, to the
yeah,
day.
exactly.
And the thing is, I noticed about him is that he was quite hard on them, and he had to learn that because if he let these guys run over him,
Oh, yeah.
the runway PIC choir is going to be baloo when they come in making the album,
man. Yeah.
the record setting up.
All competitions.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we're platinum, but I know we got some pretty good numbers. So,
Yeah. And that was a good thing. Like I said, go back to Dad, he was really supportive in that way. He would always tell me, "You just teach and don't worry about the kumumus or that. You just teach because I've given you the platform."
Yeah.
You know, because he was the head, whatever it is, no, he wasn't Kakei, but he was head of the music side of things. So he sort of gave me that authority just to teach and don't listen to anyone. Yeah, but there were times, I'll be honest, where I've had to correct the old ladies. You know.
Oh, how was that? That was worse. Because does that mean you weren't going to get a Fetuao Marcos after all?
So you know, some ladies, they think singing is probably going to scream. You know. So I had to sort of teach them as, you know, if you're louder than the lady next to you, then you're not working together. You're supposed to try and blend together. Only blend.
Yeah.
We all know you got the top E in the whole Ikalesia. Songs, So I had a lot of that, but mixed it in with a bit of humour. You know, not too strict. And back then, my whasamo was really good too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about the Methodists is and the PIC.
And
the Kaiki
I
churches.
know that about the Methodists. That's the one thing I do know about those guys, man.
The strict the whasamo.
Those guys, you know, would be sitting there. I mean, when one of the boys from varsity would be sitting there with the guy Samoan was good, and then he buys along. I'm like, I can recite my white Sunday paper from last year. But I'm sorry, brother. You're first level 101 there.
Even calling people to eat, eh? It's like
that's
a real. Oh my goodness.
His name was Tony Tupu. I don't know if you know Tony Tupu.
Oh, actually, I do know.
Yeah,
we know a lot of people.
So he's Ponsaby.
Yes,
and that guy, right? I remember him doing that. And I was like, okay, so.
He's actually really good.
Yeah,
because his father as well is really good.
that's right. Yeah,
I'm not sure if they're still there though. Right?
Yeah, but his dad, did he? Was he the piano?
Yeah, he was the conductor as well.
Yes, I remember that.
Really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tony. Did Tony have another brother?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're still in New Zealand or Australia, but I haven't seen those guys.
Yeah, I caught up with Tony late last year.
Oh, so he's still here?
Yeah. So he's staying out west now. That's funny because he's the number one. He was the number one Southside flag bearer.
Oh.
At varsity,
Really?
And then when I saw him, and he was going, "You saw him at West now." I was like, "Oh, look at this guy, eh? Mock the Westies," and then. Yeah, but he's that, and I knew that because his boys, all his Methodist boys, and all that. When you hear them talk, when they're doing their laungas and that, I'm like, man, where'd you learn this?
Church.
We had, we learned it all through church. I mean, we were at church, And
Awesome.
the one thing that we tried to bring that in, but we were much older, and I think maybe if we learned that stuff, you know, if it was brought up earlier at church, I really think it would have benefited a lot of the boys at our church, you know.
Yeah.
So, and you can see, like, you know, you see that Pacifica thing works, how it's working at your school. You just see how all those guys that I've seen come through Benner's classes. I've got about 5 or 6 friends and family that have come through there. Man, you see them on that night when they're, you know, at Malaiola, or when they're talking, or when we go to take a city and they do the, you know, it's all from that. And
Wow.
I don't know where that gives them that kind of confidence.
So
because,
good.
you know, once you know, so it's cool how Benner breaks it down. Like, you know, it's you've got different parts. You just got to bring it together and have something, you know, that ties them all together. So,
Oh, what a shame you didn't stay on.
oh, you know, waiting. You know, I'm going to have my turn. So it's funny because I saw him. So you come back. That's the same things everyone used to say to me at school too. So, yeah, it's deja vu, man. But yeah, no, but that's so cool, and it's so cool that the churches are bringing that back. Because I know that's what we're having that out at Brownlee as well. That we started to
That's awesome.
bring that kind of stuff back too. So
Yeah.
yeah.